Today, we'll be talking on another interesting topic. Like I said, 2024 promised to be a very great year. And it will promise to be an exciting moment, always here with Farmers Moment. And as our slogan is, no grief for anyone, but I always say grief for farming. Today, I have a professor with me that is going to take us on poultry farming, one important aspect of farming. You know, a lot of us cannot do without chicken. We love dragging it. We love the egg. We love frying the egg, boiling the egg, and so on. It's something that every home will not do without, especially this school time. We prepare for our children to school. Then Farmers Women is coming today to tell you, yes, you can run your own anywhere. You can run it beside your estate. You can run it anywhere. So I have a professor with me that has gone through the ups and downs when it comes to poultry farming. She's a business tycoon. Like, let me use that word. I will say she's an entrepreneur. But when it comes to poultry, I'll give her thumb up for it. It's no other person than, but I'll leave it there. She's going to introduce herself because I know her personally. For the sake of my viewers, can we meet you, ma?
Good day, everyone. My name is Mrs. Balogun Telma. I'm a business woman, like she said. I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm also into feed business as well and farming. Thank you.
Okay, Mrs. Balogun. Welcome to Sotv. Thank you for your time. Thank you for, I would say, a call. I think farming business is a call.
Well,
Don't you think so?
it is. Yeah.
It is a call because a lot of people tend to like, I can't do that farming. No, what is it about farming? That thing that will make me look dirty. That thing that smells. So it's few out of 100 will come out and say yes. Like me, I'll say I am proud to be a farmer. I hope you're proud to be a farmer too.
Well, I am.
So before we go, would you share your experience? Okay, let me ask you, how did you get into farming? How did you get into poultry business? To start with, a beautiful lady like you.
Well, let me say poultry. I started from my house, from a small scale.
She started from my house.
From a small scale, I have a compound like rear beds. I first started with 1 carton of beds.
1 carton? That's like 50.
Yeah, that's 50. So I bought it, I started. I didn't know much about it. At first, I lost few mortality from the beds. But as time goes on, I didn't give up on it.
Yeah.
I keep consistency, so I keep going, learning. We are all learning every day when it comes to poultry. So keep learning and learning till you get there.
So, like, how long have you been doing it so that viewers will know that you're really an experience? I know. You just let them know. Let them hear it from your mouth.
Let me say 5 years and about.
5 years, and you're still running.
Yeah.
You never fall. I don't plan to fall because I know say now you don't create power where. You're ready to feed Nigeria this year. Welcome. Okay, so to start with, we are talking about poultry farming. Maybe a lot of people that are poultry farming. I don't say poultry farming, not chicken farming too. But yeah, to start with, can you throw light on poultry farming?
Well, poultry farming, we have the rearing of the birds in a domestical or commercial purpose. Like we have different kinds of birds, the chicken, the broilers. We have broilers, layers, turkey, duck, everything. Different kinds of birds we have. So it has different methods of rearing them.
Different methods of rearing them?
Yeah.
I know turkey this last year. Turkey was going for 55,000. Turkey, yeah. When they give us 5,000, they do shakara. Now one turkey was going for 60,000.
Yeah.
I'd say it's no. It is well.
No.
It is well. Even in the well, we know it is well.
Yeah.
So what's the factor that one needs to do a poultry business? I need to know.
If you have to dedicate yourself and time. If you don't have the time for poultry, you have to be at alert. If you want to gain, you want to see a good result at the end of the day, you have to have time and
Time.
let me say time per se. You have to have time for your beds, wearing of the beds. You have time, and money must be involved as well. Once money is involved, you have to know there are some stages when wearing the beds, and there are some methods you have to undergo when wearing the bed from the day hold till the finished line.
So the major thing is the time, having the time. That's more like the patient to stay with them. That's
Yeah.
to check the ups and downs of everything. So which of them, you say you mentioned different types of poultry farming. So which of them is more profitable?
Well, every of it is profitable, but sometimes for a start, I can acknowledge the person to go into the broiler aspect.
Okay,
The
why
broiler
did you say
aspect,
broiler?
because broiler actually doesn't take much time, because at this period now the cost of feed, the cost of feed.
You not to write them about.
So we all know the cost of feed now is on the high side. So if you're going to farming as a starter, I only advise a broiler for a start. You can go and start with a carton of broiler. Maybe you go for 8 weeks. That 8 weeks is like 2 months for
Broiler.
a start, for a broiler. And there are procedures and the vaccine you go through when wearing the beds.
Which is very important.
So the vaccine is very important. You can't just buy beds and start wearing without giving them their vaccine. More or less, you have a newborn baby. You have to go for immunization. Give the newborn baby a vaccine. So
With
same thing
different
happens.
stages,
So,
different.
so most people will say they are giving them a injection, what's it called, chemical. They don't give birds chemical. They are normal vaccine, and it's a normal routine for all animals.
I remember when I did the first time I did chicken and poultry farming. So when you go to get that vaccine, when you go with cooler to get it, there's this funny name, Ogbogboro. So when I when I went to get it, they say I need is it Ogbogboro?
Gomboro.
Gomboro. So I was like, let me get this go. Which just I said Gomboro, and when I said Ogbogboro, and everybody laughed. But when they saw the cooler, they knew what I Gomboro. So Gomboro is very important. The first
The Gomboro, then after 7 days, it's gradually. I can't be disclosing that here. But gradual process from the start to the finish. You give them their antibiotics, their vaccines, for the pox as well. The pox vaccine is also involved. So stage by stages.
So what's the advantage of this vaccine? So can one who is running a farm say, okay, because of the things are expensive, let me cut costs?
No, you
So
can't
you don't need to
when
cut
it comes
costs
to
when it comes
vaccine,
to...
if you want to get the finished result, you can't cut vaccine. You just have to follow the procedure. You have to give them their proper vaccines. So because at the time you start seeing the results, you start seeing your birds are dying. It was due to the vaccines you skipped at the early stage. So that is when you start seeing all this mortality coming into the farming stuff. So you can't skip.
That vaccine is very, very important.
Yeah, it's very
so as you're
important.
planning your business, as you're planning your fund, like you know that you need to give them vaccine. Like in that period of 2 months, how many times do I need to give them vaccine?
Yeah, the 2 months at least every 7 days.
7. I don't need to skip any of those intervals.
The major one is the Lasota and the Gomboro. Let me say, the first and second, Gomboro and Lasota. Once they are being given that, the others antibiotics. So you don't have to. Maybe every month, if you are going up, above 2 months, at least give them monthly. Give them their vaccine monthly for a good result.
So what are other factors that I should take note of while doing my vaccine, while doing my poultry?
Well, when doing the poultry, you have to be vigilant and you have to be watchful of your birds. Sometimes most of those birds, once one contracted a disease, at least you have to be watchful so it won't affect the other birds. So you get. So sometimes I do tell people, once you detect a sickness from a bird, you have to separate it so it won't affect all birds, at least, so you won't lose the whole thing.
So sorting is also important.
Yeah, sorting.
Okay, no wonder you said earlier that we need to put in enough time so that we can.
And it should be a clean environment. You have to be a clean.
Which is very important.
So the cleaning aspect, because they feed there and the stooling there, so they have to look clean, not to eat, they perch on their foods. So sometimes the place looks so dirty. So you have to maybe like from the day old they use the sawdust. So sawdust must be clean maybe in a week, once a week or twice a week from the day old, at least twice a week for the day old. And gradually, maybe the 4 weeks you can still clean for maybe once a week.
Once in a week.
So for good results, all these are very important.
So cleaning the environment,
Cleaning of the environment.
checking where it's sick, the sorting,
Yes.
and so on. That's very important key that we must take note of. So we know we have different kinds of feed. So
Well, then we have different kinds of feed when starting with the chicken. For the day old, we start with the starter.
for how long?
The starter, maybe for like 4 weeks. The starter you give them for like 4 weeks at least, because starter is very proteinous. So it gives them good weight. So you can't skip it.
I was almost going to there.
So
Can I skip starter?
You can't skip starter.
I must give them for
so
4
all
weeks.
best starts from starter, and after the starter, the grower. Most farmers skip the grower aspect, but it's very important as well, because people will want to skip because of the cost of feed. Different farmers out there.
There's something I heard that if you give them grower, they get too big and they become.
No. When giving them the grower, it's for their growth.
Oh, okay.
But the finisher gives them more
Weight.
weight.
So depending on your market.
So the finisher, like you're already bet for Christmas period now. Most people skip the grower aspect. They start with the starter and the finisher.
Does climate change affect the raising of poultry farm?
Yeah, sometimes it affects both the rainy season and the hot weather.
How do we balance it?
Yeah, the balancing, you have to, like the rainy season, you have to be, once they take their drugs, like most, like the major, once it's rainy season, their major sickness is the CRD. They have cough, and you have to.
Chicken cough.
Yeah, so they call the sickness is CRD. So they have the cough and other symptoms. So they can't breathe well. So for you not to lose them, you have to give them their drugs. There are the major drugs for each of symptoms.
Yeah.
We have different drugs for each
sicknesses.
Yeah.
So how can I start the poultry farm? Like I said,
As a starter, maybe you start from like I started from somewhere at the backyard of my house. Can just start. So for you, more or less, we are going into studying. You have to start from the scratch, maybe with half carton or so. So you get
half carton. That's about 25.
25 pieces. So once you get the result, that one will ginger you more to go. You increase your.
Yes. You just start small to ginger you.
So that's how.
So like I said, you start with maybe your environment or your compound.
Yeah.
From there you fit your estate. From there you can now produce for Nigeria. That's our goal. This 2024.
You once because this thing, the cost of things out there meets everything. So some people love something fresh. You can start rearing at the back of your house, and once it's time for you, okay. I feel like eating chicken.
Your personal consumption.
Yeah, that's for personal.
I know chicken is about 10,000 naira now.
Yeah,
I think
10,000 upward.
So you can save that 10,000 by doing something at the back of your house.
Of course.
And then the frozen one is about like 3,000 naira per kg, right?
And the frozen one is like, let me say the last one I bought was 3,600 per kg.
Let's say they buy 1,000.
So the kg is more. So chicken is cost, everything is on high side now.
I know. So then I'm going back to the feed aspect. We believe that a lot of farmers are shut down because of the cost of feed. So what did you think the government should do when it comes to this feed aspect? Because it's really affected us.
The government, or just need the government to just The major reason affecting all this is number one, the transport,
That's the logistic.
the logistic. So it's really affecting. So once the feed is being brought in, what's it called? The logistic on the high side. So it's gonna be affecting the.
You definitely have to have your logistic.
So it's gonna affect the prices of the feeds, which people, the farmers are complaining every day, and also the materials they use in producing, like the what's it called, corn.
Corn.
So it's also another thing we look into, which is really affecting the farmers.
I think this is where the crop farmers also come in, because we have enough crop farmers producing corn.
Yeah.
It should reduce the cost of. If I have like 30% of Nigerians into crop farming, we really have to reduce the cost.
It's true.
It's real.
Yes, it's true.
Because it's as if there are limited people producing this corn. Corn is the major condiment for feed.
For the feed.
Both for fish feed and for chicken feed.
Yes.
And then I think corn is going to about 70,000 naira back now, which is crazy.
Of course.
Corn that we can virtually, in the space of 3 months, it's out. And corn, it's we know that how they call korope, any place if it comes. Okay. So we are encouraging each and everyone to help us out, help the livestock farmers, help the feed manufacturers. Like, come out, let's use every available fallow land. So even if as low as corn, it will help us reduce it before government will come and see to it. So what's your advice to the youth out there?
The youth out there, well, I know being a farmer is not easy though, but it's also something you have to. I can't say it should be idle. You have to keep working, and if you want to venture into farming, like I said, consistency, keep going, pushing and pushing, and don't relent. There are days that, like farming now, there are days that the farmers, they make profit. They will put their smile. You see,
they smile. You see us coming with shoulder up.
It's the other side.
Not like every other business,
yeah,
up and down.
Sometimes it affects. So you don't have to give up on business, farming business, like you say.
Wow. Thank you very much, Mrs. Balogun.
You're welcome.
It was really a good time with you here in Sotv.
Thank you.
Like, it's like always, it's always like eye-opener anytime we have any of these professionals around us. You let us to understand that poultry farming is worth doing. So for us out there who are like, who wants to start, if we go start with 25 and the 25 3 die or 20 can't die,
Of course.
don't stop there. Keep consistency, and now you don't know where it will take you to. Imagine 20 of us or 20% of us feeding Nigeria, to go a long way.
Of course.
To really go a long way. So thank you very much, ma'am. We are looking forward to host you again. We're looking forward to having you here to tell us, give us another interesting topic and enlighten us. Say we know to be business tackle. You can't tell us how to do about it. So we know they agree. We don't agree for business this year.
I'll be now.
Thank you very much, viewers. It was an exciting time. It's always an exciting time with Farmers Women. Mrs. Balogun have been able to tell us about poultry farming. And like I said earlier, see poultry, you don't feel run away from her. You dey chop egg bar. You dey eat chicken, you dey drag them. It's high time all of us come out and do this, so that it will reduce the high cost of feeding in Nigeria. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Looking forward to see you next week. Bye. We love you.